Welcome to our WEBN special presentation, New York Fashion Week 2020, a walk down the runway. I'm Kristen Bullier.
And I'm Martha Constantinides. We're taking you on the runway and behind the scenes from some of this year's biggest fashion shows in New York City.
New York Fashion Week is an 8-day long fashion event showcasing the newest and boldest looks from the designers across the world.
The series of shows began way back in 1943 and has grown to become one of the 4 biggest fashion occasions in the world, following Paris, London, and Milan.
From independent designers to big-name labels, it's where the public has the chance to see the International's collections for the first time. The prestigious walk down the runway only happens twice a year.
We'll meet some of the up-and-coming designers showcasing their work, learning about the social causes inspiring them, and seeing a variety of their clothes and styles.
WEBN presents our 2020 New York Fashion Week special, A Walk Down the Runway. All of the designers premiering their collections this time of year have their own ways of standing out. Household designers rallied guests and surprised crowds with pops of feminine color, rebellious touches, and flirty fabrics.
Let's go to our reporter Samantha Johns, who spoke with Nicole Miller, a designer who is all about sustainability.
Nicole Miller brought rock and royalty to New York Fashion Week for her fall 2020 collection. Motivated by Meghan Markle and Prince Harry's shocking Megxit, she fully embraces the idea of being a renegade.
The show's called Rock and Royalty, and it was kind of a spoof on the rebellious royals and rock and roll.
The collection, infused with British rock influence of the 70s, includes pieces intended to break down gender barriers, celebrating the underground music scene in London.
And the other nod is my nod to David Bowie, who is in The Man Who Fell to Earth, which was about him bringing water back to his own planet because his planet ran out of water.
Miller, who's encouraged her fans to be more sustainably minded in the past, proved she's practicing what she preaches with her latest designs.
I did use these old recycled hard rock t-shirts. So I thought that was kind of like a nod to rock and roll, so I used those. And so those will be vintage and they'll be like one-of-a-kinds.
I caught up with actress and dancer Janine Mason after the show to hear how fashion brings out her confident side.
I feel like the fashion stuff, I love it. I'm such an admirer of it, but I know the stuff that feels good to me, and it's always the things that are feminine, the things that feel like they celebrate my body.
From New York, Samantha Johns, WEBN News.
Thanks, Sam. It looks like Nicole Miller's latest collection is something for us to keep our eyes out for. Let's now go to our reporter Elizabeth Perkin, who sat down with Anthony Rubio, who is putting dogs at the forefront of his latest collection.
We bring the dogs in, and the dogs are the models. The people are the accessories, I like to say, but everybody's important.
Longtime designer Anthony Rubio is dressing more than just people. He told me the inspiration behind this year's collection.
I wanted to bring back some retro looks, so there's like some flapperish things. I like to incorporate some cultural things into my work all the time, and there's even a dress with a feminist message.
Sequins dominated the runway as the models and dogs strutted their stuff. But it's about more than just the clothes. Rubio told me how including dogs looking for their forever homes is important to him.
We even have some rescue dogs from Puerto Rico, the Sato Project, that are walking the runway as well, because that's close to my heart. And we like to represent and be the voice for those who cannot speak.
Flying Solo isn't just a retail store. They're also a group of over 70 different designers brought together under one name to showcase their creativity.
Our reporter Victoria Gonzalez sat down with a few of the independent designers.
Flying Solo is filled with designers that showcased a variety of collections that range from sunglasses to dresses.
Flying Solo provides a platform for independent designers to shine during New York Fashion Week.
Around 70, sometimes it's around 90 designers. Each designer has 8 looks. So we have 80 models in a show that goes around 4 or 5 times.
The head stylist, Stasi Verzalski, works behind the scenes with designers to make sure the fashion shows run as smoothly as possible.
We have 2 shows. One is ready to wear, one is couture. So we are very interested in collections of different culture that represent people, represent their interests of their countries.
Romanian designer Alexandra Popescu-York designs glamorous pieces that offer rare fabrics in unique colors.
I consider fashion a branch of art, and I think this is a new generation of couture, a new generation of luxuries.
A romantic twist was also brought to the runway by bridal designer Lily Rivera with her collection of wedding dresses.
My inspiration is the bride, so what I've done is taken all the wish lists and the needs and the technical things that come into play when I'm working with brides, and understanding what they look for and what they need for fit and comfort, and at the same time what they need as far as glam.
The Flying Solo Fashion Show proved the company's dedication of showing diversity in fashion.
All these independent designers hope to continue creating pieces to help transform people's confidence and make them feel like the best version of themselves. Live in the studio, I'm Victoria Gonzalez.
Thanks, Victoria. We will have more from Flying Solo later on.
I attended Rebecca Minkoff's Fall-Winter Fashion Show, where new moms were front and center.
It's actually very, I would say, humbling, because she's in charge of everything. Like, she's kicking right now, so I'm kind of kicking with her.
Minkoff's collection was filled with beautiful, vibrant colors for spring and summer, all inspired by her pregnancy and being a mom. Model Janelle Simon is pregnant and says the collection makes her happy.
But it's great energy. Even looking around, it just puts you in a great mood. Very accommodating. And we have water and ice cream. Where else can you find that on a fashion show in New York City?
We're getting some real summer vibes here at Rebecca Minkoff's 2020 New York Fashion Week presentation. The pinks, yellows, and blues are bringing youth back into fashion as she's serving ice cream to audience members.
I love like the chic bohemian vibe, but she's also celebrating like being a mom and a mom on the go. I love that.
Actress Victoria Justice came to support Minkoff's latest collection. Minkoff greeted guests during the presentation and took pictures with close friends and family members.
Minkoff really brought summer early this winter season and made statements with her new youth collection.
That's for sure, Martha. It seems like Rebecca Minkoff is really expanding her work after becoming a mother herself. Now let's go to Maria Sato, who spoke with the mom behind Definity Fashion, one of the lines featured on the Flying Solo show. Maria?
Flying Solo is a retail store and company that supports independent designers from all around the world. Not only are the designers here passionate about fashion, but some are working for a greater cause.
My collection is using lots of different colors and fabrics and prints to show that clashing can actually be beautiful, just like people.
Emma Altman designs cruelty-free and vegan clothes. The New York-based designer volunteers internationally teaching refugee women how to sew.
Teaching sewing to these women who are, it's so difficult to get out of these refugee camps right now and to start a new life, where they came from, they can't go back, and just teaching women skills that they can use to work. That's something that I do to help women and empower women to feel confident about themselves and be able to survive in this crazy world.
Jib Abatoy is another Flying Solo designer who supports women. She is a Nigerian immigrant living in Canada with her 3 young children.
2 years ago when I went back home, I kind of saw the economic condition was kind of way worse than I left it 5 years before, and I thought I should start a business where I can give back to the community. So our brand is really, I designed the styles, but I got my tailors and my production in Nigeria, and that's really to empower women and families, so we kind of got a social responsibility angle to our business.
Last year, the independent designer launched her line, Divinity Fashion, with the motto, "Be fearless, be divine."
Stepping into a room and turning heads, and people are like, "Who does she think she is?"
As a survivor of domestic violence, Abatoy donates a portion of her profit to a local Canadian organization that supports other victims. Reporting from New York, this is Maria Sato, WEBN News.
Thanks, Maria. When we return, we'll dive into some of the shows and designers with some great causes behind their collections.
And I spoke with the producers of Fashion Life Tour, who gave us an exclusive on what it meant for them to include trans models in the show. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back to our New York Fashion Week special. Even though fashion was the week's main event, some of the work designers did went beyond the runway.
Yes, Martha. We saw 3 shows where activism shined the light on important issues close to the hearts of many designers.
I got the chance to attend the Fashion Life Tour, where their main goal was inclusivity and diversity.
And we have everyone in all forms and shapes of life exuding their love and creativity. So it was important for me to make it known that it's a possibility for you to live that dream too.
While the organization is new, the Fashion Life Tour has proven they are made for the big stage and are focused on making fashion for all people. Kiara Bellin, producer of The Fashion Life, gave us some insight on what inspired her.
Seeing how times were changing and understanding the platform that we were given, we wanted to just pay homage to that more and give these kids a real dream and a real understanding of what it means to go after it, no matter what anything manifests into, to just go for what you believe in and believe in yourself that you can do that.
We're here at the Fashion Life Tour, where they'll be promoting inclusivity and diversity with their models. We spoke to Kiara Bellin, who gave us some insight on her inspiration for the tour.
I really do have to attribute both of our roots and give homage to Tyra Banks, who Tyra, we love you, model mama #1, who kind of set the tone and laid the groundwork for that to happen.
As a model, she knew the ins and outs of the field, but paid homage to her daughter and her role model, Tyra Banks, for pushing her to where she is today. Many people in attendance were interested in the show because of the diversity in the presentation.
I feel like the fashion industry is kind of changing to kind of have a more diverse outlook on the models, so more ethnicity on the runway, more different kind of body types on the runway. So I'm here to kind of see it firsthand because I've been researching it all year.
The Fashion Life Tour is filled with diversity from head to toe to match the fashion designs presented in the show. Producer and models Kiara Bellin and Kenya Hill wanted the runway to be for all.
Our Causes correspondent Victoria Gonzalez is here to share the deeper meaning behind some of these designers.
Thanks, ladies. Designers were using their platforms for more than just showcasing their collections. They were bringing awareness to causes dear to their hearts. The brand Ana Ono empowers women who have undergone a mastectomy. The event was named Fearless to honor all breast cancer survivors, like the models who walked the runway and embraced their bodies after diagnosis and treatments. Designers like Dana Donofree expressed the importance of addressing this topic in fashion, as 1 out of every 3 women is diagnosed with breast cancer.
Listen, cancer doesn't discriminate. We can't either. We actually don't even try to do it. These women come forward. We had 500 nominated women this year for the show. It's important to us to show somebody that they can associate with. So we're so thrilled that that was your takeaway, that you saw yourself out there, and that's what it means to really come together as a community. We all need to be there together.
Sustainability was huge at the shows we attended. Designers showed us how they created new clothes from recycled materials.
So upcycling is a sustainable way to keep your clothing longer, to keep it from out of the landfill. And so upcycling could be changing the buttons on something, it could be removing the cuffs, it could be adding a collar. It's anything that you do to a garment to give it a longer life. And another way to be sustainable is to, like I said, swap with friends. You could change, you can pass down to a niece or a cousin. The whole point is that you don't throw the item away. There are a million other options you have before you do that.
Those are some of the shows with causes at this year's New York Fashion Week. Back to you ladies at the desk.
Fashion Week is not only about glitz and glam, and we were able to see this through the awareness these designers have raised with their collections.
Don't go anywhere, because when we get back, our accessories correspondent Maria Sato is here to break down the latest trends.
And some of the biggest celebs spoke with us at New York Fashion Week. Stay tuned.
Welcome back to WEBN's 2020 New York Fashion Week special, a walk down the runway. As we all know, fashion isn't just about the clothes you're wearing.
Nope. Martha, what goes on your face is just as important as what goes on your body. I went into Artistry Studios' Tokyo pop-up event to see what inspired some of their runway looks. Cherry blossoms and shades of pink transported guests at Artistry Studios' pop-up event from New York City into Tokyo. The brand was there for New York Fashion Week to share their latest makeup collection. Creative director Rick DeCecca was there to help do the models' makeup for Fashion Week.
Yesterday, we had a very, very diverse group of models for the show, and I was able to, create multiple looks with there's this particular compact and another one. And with the shades, I was able to create a really beautiful, sort of bronzy, smoky look on multiple skin tones.
Julianne Green is a makeup artist, and one of her favorite products helped get the models backstage runway ready.
And it was just great, being backstage and seeing the models and being able to use the Tokyo collection on them. One of my favorite products is the Face Compact, actually, and it comes with multiple products in one. So for example, this compact, it has 2 color correctors, and it has a foundation color that you can use as a concealer or a foundation for your overall face.
The whole idea behind this Tokyo-inspired line is women on the go. One of the products that they're featuring is this powdered blush that with one swipe, it's on.
So I am a woman on the go. I'm a mother, I am a makeup artist, I am a freelancer. So I feel like this collection is amazing because they have an eyeshadow palette, but also has a lip gloss and lipstick on it. So I think that's everything that I need for me just to go.
Artistry's pop-up event was in the same city its very first collection was named after, Studio NYC. The experience was a full circle moment for the beauty brand. Every collection of theirs is inspired by trending cities all around the world, and I'm excited to see where they'll go next.
It's all about how you accessorize, from rings and necklaces to sunglasses and headbands. Our correspondent Maria Sato has all the details on how to detail.
Thank you, Martha. Yes, it was definitely an accessory-filled week. When we go to fashion shows, we mainly focus on clothes, but these designers say accessories play an important role as well. We talked to Gabrielle Saifi about her sunglasses brand, Fancy Troubles, which was featured in Flying Solo's Runway. The name derives from when her grandfather advised her to stay away from fancy troubles.
I've always loved sunglasses. I have a lot of them. I think they're also just a really easy way to enhance any outfit. They look good during any season. It's not something that kind of expires in any way. I wanted something unique in each of the glasses, so something that didn't already exist. So I didn't have to wait around for another designer to create something that I wanted. One thing that we're starting on Instagram and our website is we want to feature different people of all walks of life and kind of hone in on what their fancy trouble is.
Next, we talked to Christine Joy, who just started her crystal accessory line last year. The Bay Area-based designer aims to create everyday jewelry that sparks joy. She says with each crystal, every piece has a significant meaning.
These, they have a significant meaning in the ancient time because of its color and also the spiritual meaning. So lapis works well with third eye and crown chakra, so it's perfect for earrings and necklace.
Lastly, we talked to the designer behind Nadine by Nadia about her edgy, chic, and versatile accessories. The 60s and 70s inspired designer says her versatile pieces can be used as a necklace, choker, or bracelet.
Kind of mixed in to unstigmatize the whole spiked leather jewelry to make it look elegant. You can be elegant and chic at the same time, and it's versatile.
That's all I have for accessories. Back to you guys at the desk.
Honestly, the body chains and the simple rings, it really reminded me how much you can do with such small and simple pieces.
I know, definitely. Accessories were not the only big thing at New York Fashion Week. Samantha Johns joins us now with all the celebrity sightings we saw. Good afternoon, Sam.
Good afternoon, ladies. Thanks so much for having me. New York Fashion Week brings out some of the biggest names in the industry, and this year was no different.
We had the opportunity to talk to some of the celebrities who showed up and showed out.
I caught up with Tyler Cameron at Ana Ono's show, where he told me what body positivity means to him.
It's important. It's, you could see as they were walking up the stage, they got so much more confident as they got to the end of it. They started owning it. They started believing in themselves, and it was so moving and so powerful, and I'm just so glad I could be a part of this.
I definitely feel like it was a little bit crazy, but he was so friendly, and I've been following his journey. I don't know if you guys have watched The Bachelor, but it's really crazy to see how he's come up from just being a Florida, boy doing his thing, and now he's modeling in New York Fashion Week.
Yeah, the body positivity part of what he was talking about at the show was really interesting.
He was just mentioning how he really felt like all of the models were doing such a great job and how confident they felt, and he could feel from the start to the end of the show, which is awesome. A$AP Ty also caught up with us at Global Collective's show to share what it's like to be an inspiration for his fans.
To be an inspiration to the youth, in this day and age is all about, exploring and showing the youth how different and creative you can be in life, and it's not about what people think about you, and you can just be yourself. And I like to elaborate and touch on that every chance I get.
So I think his jacket was like so much of an inspiration in itself. I mean, I think it's so crazy. I know he's tied kind of with A$AP Rocky, he's kind of tied with A$AP Ferg, and to be able to hear from someone like him about what he hopes to inspire, you know, viewers and other people at Fashion Week, it was just kind of cool, you know, to get a different point of view.
Yeah. I think it's interesting because a lot of people look to celebrities for inspiration and they look to like the lyrics of their songs, but getting to hear from the fashion aspect side of it and kind of seeing how he can be a fashion icon in a certain way, even though he is a musician, is really inspiring. And I think that that's really the whole reason why people come to Fashion Week.
Yeah, that's so true.
Those are the celebrity sightings we had at New York Fashion Week. Let's go to our reporter Maria Sato, who attended the Oxford Fashion Show with some first-time designers.
For their latest collection, the Oxford Fashion Studio brought together diversity in design. Working on the same stage, the 9 designers had completely different styles on the runway.
It's just unapologetically myself. I wanted to put like 110% of me into this, and I'm like so over the moon with how it turned out. This is my favorite one to date, for sure.
22-year-old designer and former Junior Project Runway contestant Matt Sarafa says he expresses his own authenticity through the clothes he creates.
Oh, that's how it's done. That's how it's done. Had its pros and cons, but being 22, I feel like I have a really fresh perspective on the fashion industry. But regardless of my age, I do and make clothes that I like, and I like to wear my style, and people react to it. So that's all I can do. It's me. It's 100% me.
Next, we spoke with Christy Plus You, who is featured in several Vogue magazines. The brand is all about minimalism and making pieces that are reversible.
They have like so many ways to wear it, like sometimes reversible or like different fabric. You can buy one outfit, but you feel like you buy 2 outfits.
And this year is Samantha Daryanto's first time at New York Fashion Week. The Chinese-Indonesian designer focuses on fusing different cultures together. Daryanto wants her clothes to not only honor her parents' heritage, but to also share a story.
Going to be a lot of Indonesian and Chinese culture that's infused into like modern fashion. So it'll be like you'll see things like a qipao or like batik or kimono style things, and then hopefully modernized into something wearable.
The night combined industry professionals with growing designers for one of the first events of Fashion Week. From New York, I'm Maria Sato.
I never would have expected so many different designers coming together to create one event as remarkably as they did this year. After the break, we're taking you behind the curtains. You'll get a sneak peek into the hard work that goes into producing a fashion show.
And our crew breaks down some of their favorite moments from the week. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back to our WEBN special presentation. Every fashion show needs more than just models and designers.
That's right. None of it would be possible without the makeup artists, hairdressers, stylists, and many more working off of the runway. Let's go to our behind-the-scenes correspondent, Elizabeth Perkin, with information on the offstage glamour.
Hi, ladies. While you may think that a runway show is just designers displaying their work, there's a lot more that goes into it than just that. From hair, makeup, and accessories, we're going to break it all down for you. To get the models runway ready, there's a team of hairstylists to help bring the designers' visions to life. We spoke with hairstylist Katie Spolte about how it's all done.
So the designers actually tell us what they want us to do, and then we'll have like one big class, and the instructor, like our main guy, will show us how to do it, and then we just follow suit, and he makes sure that we do it right.
To go with hair, makeup artists enhance the model's beauty with some products. All of this to once again enhance the designer's clothes. It's a busy and fast-paced environment, getting all the models ready in time to strut down the runway. We spoke with 2 Japanese beauticians.
日本の技術を世界に発信したいということが思いで私たちは活動してるんですけれども、それを広めたいということをグローバルコネクトの社長様に発信をして、でこの度こういうご縁につながりました。
Another amazing event that took place was a networking party for fashion lovers. Natalie Benoit spoke to designers and others in attendance.
Fashion Mingle is hosting the New York Fashion Week networking party at the Row. Justin Haynes is a couture designer here to share his unique and out-of-the-box style.
Colors, prints, anything. Like I said, I'm an unusual guy, so anything I don't see on the street, I want to do it.
This is Haynes' 4th year at New York Fashion Week. The global designer is all about mixing patterns and colors to create a look unlike any other. He even made the suit he's wearing tonight.
Everyone feels better when they have something that's theirs and not everyone else's.
Haynes says he's expanding to handbags and accessories. Meeting new people tonight could strike some inspiration.
The networking here is actually really great. The people that you meet, the models that you meet, just the interactions that you have is amazing. So I'm looking for the same thing this year so that this year I can bring back, maybe some new models, maybe some new interactions, maybe some new customers. Who knows?
Melissa Shea is the CEO and co-founder of Fashion Mingle. She says tonight's industry-only event is all about giving designers the space to meet new people.
People come in from all over the world for Fashion Week, and they come in to work. But what they don't actually get an opportunity to do is network and grow their business through the opportunities that are right here in New York City. It's all about meeting people.
Fashion Mingle is now working toward educating designers in the industry. The business is organizing monthly lunch and learns where members will learn how to grow their brand. Reporting in New York, I'm Natalie Benoit, WEBN News.
Thanks, Natalie. Take a sip and shop all the newest fashion designs. Besides hair and makeup, there are even events for people to shop some of their favorite designs. Allison Barker and Deborah Widdage gave us an inside look at how they set up for Fashion Week.
Allison and I really coordinated it together, and we had a remarkable response when we reached out to people for donations for the swag bags and new brands of food and drink to serve, because I really wanted it to be, interesting new brands that align nicely with Index.
From behind the scenes of New York Fashion Week, that's all I have. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, Elizabeth. Who knew so much took place behind the scenes to make a runway show happen?
I know. From the hair, makeup, and stylists, it's a pretty crazy process. But now let's go to one of our executive producers, Natalie Benoit, who's with Maria Sato, Emily Cristobal, and Christine Park with Fashion Faves.
Thanks, ladies. We are here to break down a few of our favorite moments from the shows we attended. This is Fashion Faves.
So what I thought was really nice was I was able to interview people in Japanese, and one of them was a hairstylist and a nail artist, and I was impressed how people all around the world were impressed by their techniques and skills. I also talked to another Japanese designer who was mainly about spreading love and also sustainability, but the interesting thing was she was hiding her face. A Miss Japan 2020 person, she was also a translator, obviously what you said, but that was really nice to talk to her. The reason why she was covering her face was because she didn't want her fashion line to be judged by her fashion line is gender fluid as well as race versatile, so that was really cool.
Really nice.
When people think of New York Fashion Week, they also think about high fashion, really expensive brands. But what I thought was really interesting is that we actually went to charity runways. So one of the places that we went to was Coastal Fashion Week. And what was really interesting is that they were putting on this runway for a cause. And for this specific runway, they decided to focus on suicide prevention. Which is just a very important topic, especially for the founder and CEO of Coastal Fashion Week, because she actually lost her father to suicide.
Wow, that's a shame. But it seems like it was a great movement.
There were lots of designers who contributed their profit to organizations, and that's really nice.
Yeah, definitely. And that just shows the breadth of fashion. It's not only to make a profit, but it's also for the people to spread awareness and all of that.
100%. I had the opportunity, actually. I went to the Sustainability New York Fashion Week show, and with that one, there was Sully's Knits, and that was a mother and daughter business where this daughter, Jody Kamal, was selling her mother, who's 77 years old, handmade products that she made, and it was the first time it was at New York Fashion Week, and she was just amazing, and she had a lot to say, and we have a clip of it right now.
2 years ago, she picked it up because I started traveling, and she said, what do I do with my time? I said, you start doing crochet. So when I was coming to New York for this fashion show, I said this is the place where it's cold right now and people will love to get something which is handmade. She just wants people to use it because she's made it with love. That's what I think is the sustainability for her.
Well, from Fashion Faves, we turn it back to you, Kristen and Martha.
Thanks, ladies. New York Fashion Week was such an amazing experience.
From world-famous designers to the models on the runway, WEBN was there to cover the first several days of the Big Apple's unforgettable fashion events.
Thank you for watching this special presentation of New York Fashion Week 2020, A Walk Down the Runway. I'm Kristen Bullier.
And I'm Martha Constantinides. See more of our coverage on our website, WEBN.tv, and follow us on Instagram at WEBN_Boston, or our Twitter, WEBN_entertain. We'll see you next time with more on the latest in entertainment.